Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Monday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Raw Event Center, where all the report is coming from Monday Night Raw. But this time around, Raw is now being aired on Netflix. And here is your host of the show, who man who always is unpredictable as the superstars of the WWE, Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2067. Before we talk about what happened, the aftermath or the fallout from the Elimination Chamber this past Saturday, I want to welcome a new subscriber into the channel, Danger Ginger. I'm a friend of Brandon's. I got to meet during the Raw live reaction. Check out his channel I think it was BJ and DG Talks Wrestling on their channel, and not only that, the Danger Ginger channel. So, and his real name is Mike. So, but he's a really cool dude. So, Danger Ginger, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for subscribing. So, checking out my videos and all that. And I also want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law Brandon and my sister Emberly, and my niece and nephew Eliana and Trustin Cruz for giving me this shirt for my birthday. Super uncle, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am a super uncle. I am a 9-time uncle. And really proud. I'm really proud to be a 9-time uncle. You know, I haven't met my other 2 nieces yet, but my brother, Michael, but hopefully I will do so soon. So, but other than that, though, again, thank you to the Haskell family. So let's, I'll tell you one thing. There was a ripple of... I told you this was a seismic shift. And I even tweeted The Rock this seismic shift because I have a feeling something's going down. Something was going down at the Elimination Chamber. And I said, and I totally said this, when I talked about Friday, I was on Chilling with Jordy and Romy was on. He didn't believe me, the fact that I picked John Cena to win, and I said Cena's going to turn. I have a weird feeling that John Cena, if he wants to be the 17-time world champion, he's going to do something that never thought would be done. And before you know it, it happened. And I said I called it, and I could not believe it. And it's like, I expected to be at WrestleMania, like a la The Rock and Austin at WrestleMania 17, 2001, when Austin sold his soul to Vince McMahon. It's almost a similar situation, but he did it a month earlier. So it's off by a month and off by an event. But I knew it was going to happen. It was a weird. I had this weird feeling, and and didn't want to see it, and I could not believe seeing it, and it ended up happening. And it was so strange. It got to the point where CM Punk started off Monday Night Raw full of P&V. He was angry. He was more ticked off than Gary was tonight on Bofas. But I mean, CM Punk grabbed the microphone, pushed the stagehand, threw the Raw thing off the announce table, stood on top of the table. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee were like, "Geez, what's going on here?" And then he started, CM Punk started ripping The Rock, calling a bald-headed fraud and all that, and and then he ripped into John Cena, and just like he went off on Cena. I'm like, oh boy. And then he started to go off on Seth Rollins. Then Rollins comes out. Both of these guys brawled throughout the arena to the point where officials, referees, and security separated these two, broke it up. And Adam Pearce, he had his work cut out for him on this department, right? And it was a crazy thing. People loved it. You talk about the road to WrestleMania really beginning, Elimination Chamber, and I'll tell you one thing. If John Cena's turn is going to make everybody amp up their attitudes, and believe me, WrestleMania is, not just because WrestleMania season, because John Cena did a seismic shift heel turn, and believe me, that could get more wrestlers fired up like never before, and believe me, I'm sure that makes everybody want a piece of Cena. That's what I'm thinking. If Cena wants to go out on top, he's going to have to face everybody and run the gauntlet. I'm dead serious on this. And it's going to happen, My goodness. And it was a crazy thing, let me tell you. And then Judgment Day was celebrating the ladies winning their women's tag team titles. And Liv Morgan says, you've been told Raquel, why don't you focus on becoming the Intercontinental Champion? She says she'll be watching that match between Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile closely. And then they asked Finn Balor congratulated Liv and Raquel. He said, but you two got owned by Braun Breaker. He said, you had a steel chair, you didn't do nothing. He said, I'm going to call out Braun Breaker. So here we go. Then before their matchup, Gunther was addressing Otis, making fun of Otis before their matchup. These two guys went at it. And Otis tried his best, man, but Gunther ended up winning in the end. And he decided why he's not done with Otis and tried to put a sleeper hold on Otis. And then Akira Tozawa tried to help out Otis, but he got beaten up by Gunther for his troubles. And then Jey Uso came out, stood up for Alpha Academy. They went at it until A-Town Down Under. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, a.k.a. Beavis and Butthead, decided to jump on Jey Uso and then when Jey Uso fought them off, Gunther attacked Jey Uso. They went at it until Jey Uso decided to retreat for now and standing tall and decided to yeet everybody out. Then Clay Guida, a lightweight fighter from UFC, was in attendance. Captain Kelly interviewed AJ Styles and AJ Styles, I can't believe Cena sold out and all that. And Karrion Kross decided to come back, hug him, and like, what are you doing? And he said, I'm thinking about getting that Logan Paul. And Karrion Kross says, okay, fine, do whatever the heck you want. So, and as far as you go, just leave me alone. So, and then Karrion Kross had a smile on his face. Karrion Kross is making more mind games than anything else, dude. Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line. Lyra Valkyria defending it against Ivy Nile. And Lyra Valkyria ended up retaining the titles. And then the lovely Jackie Redmond interviewed Rollins, but before Rollins got a word in, he saw CM Punk. They still went at it. Officials and referees celebrating. Adam Pearce fed up with it, telling everybody to go take their separate ways out of the arena. Ludwig Kaiser was in the ring, and he demands Buffalo to give him their gratitude, and then he calls out Penta. Penta comes out, fights off Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser retreats. Then Kathy Kelly interviewed Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair's got a lot on her plate. Who's going to face there was a women's world title match between Rhea Ripley and the lovely Io Sky. And then she's got she probably has to find out why Jade Cargill attacked Naomi. Who knows what's going on in that situation. Chad Gable was looking for a guy, and when he found a guy, he had a box, and he wanted him to pay up. Chad Gable paid at least $500 for this box. And when Chad Gable opened the box, he grabbed the contents, but it just shut down. What did Chad Gable have that would help him get in touch with his luchador side? Well, we'll find out. We'll find out for sure when we come to that. Or is it new wrestling gear? I don't know. And speaking of American made, the World Tag Team titles on the line. The War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, defending the gold against the Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius Creed. And it was a hard-fought matchup, but in the end, the War Raiders retained the titles. Now they're going to have their road to WrestleMania. The LWO, Joaquin Wilde, Cruz del Toro, and Dragon Lee were addressing the New Day. They said they're going to make New Day pay, but then Rey Mysterio chimed in and vowed that him and Dragon Lee will make the New Day pay. And see next week. Then Finn Balor interrupted Braun Breaker's interview by Jackie Redmond and calls him out. Finn Balor said, I'll take that title whenever I feel like it, but then Braun Breaker was not in the mood, so he decided to come down, try to fight, try to go after Finn Balor. Dominic Mysterio and Carlito tried to get at him. He held him off. And then him and Balor went at it. Balor had the upper hand, but then when Braun Breaker had the upper hand, Balor had to retreat. Judgment Day retreated in the presence of Braun Breaker. And then Jey Uso was talking to the Alpha Academy. Then Kathy Kelly interviewed him. And Jey Uso was determined to prove every critic wrong and defeat Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Meanwhile, the women's main event, Rhea Ripley, the Eradicator herself, defends the title against the lovely Io Sky. Bianca Belair was scouting the match at ringside. But as both women were about to be counted out, Bianca Belair was cheering on both of them to get back in the ring, do the thing. But then Rhea Ripley was getting into it with Bianca Belair, and referee Jessica Cox says none of that. She didn't eject Bianca Belair or disqualify the matchup. I think Jessica Carr could have disqualified, but it was a championship match. It was very important, so she was a little more lenient, I think. But in the end, that distraction by Bianca Belair cost Rhea Ripley in the end. Io took advantage of it. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and the new Women's World Champion, Io Sky. That means she's a Grand Slam champion. She's held the NXT Women's Championship. She held the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. She held the WWE Undisputed Women's Championship. And now she's won the Women's World title. She's a Grand Slam. She's officially in the record books as a Grand Slam. So that's all the time we have on this show. As you know, tomorrow will be High Rollers, and we got NXT to deal with. Not only that, Wednesday we got Evolve on Tubi. Thursday, my birthday, we're playing some Pressure Luck. Rant and Rave, TNA. Friday we got SmackDown. Vacation all week. Going to chill and relaxing. May have to do a little bit of shopping. I'm running low on food, and that's not a good sign. So, and possibly get a haircut in between and get my taxes done. Don't know. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Can't predict life. So I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day, a blessed night. And again, I want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law, Brandon, my sister, Emberly, my nephew, Trustin Cruz, and my niece, Eliana, for giving me this cool shirt for my birthday. A little super uncle. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful night. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.